I am your host, Tom Libby, the current CEO of SMarketing CONNECT and one of the original co-founders. We're doing a segment of the podcast right now where we're taking some of our SMarketing CONNECT members that have been on the podcast previously, and we're bringing them back because we just want to ask them a bunch of questions about where they are now. Considering some of these guys have been a couple of years, and a lot of has changed in their businesses. But before we get too deep into it, I'd like to welcome Mark back to the podcast and give Mark an opportunity to basically just do a slight intro. So, Mark, tell everybody, or should I say, remind everybody, who you are, what you do, and like what your business is about, and then we'll jump into the question at hand.
Easy peasy. Mark J. Carter, coming from downtown Chicago. Love it here when it's a good weather. As far as what I do in a nutshell, just out of curiosity, I have been interviewing successful people for 26 years now, a couple hundred podcast episodes. I love it. People get comfortable on camera. It's great. Where that bleeds into my business is I focus on creating sizzle reels. Short form video for marketing can be done in an online studio. But what I do differently than most people are video editors who have to interview you. I'm a professional interviewer first who has a video editor, get you comfortable on camera, have some fun, have some laughs, just be you. We record it. He chops it up. 5 videos, less than 45 minutes of your time. Most people can't even write a script for a 90-second video in that amount of time, and you get 5 fully produced videos. And excitement, I'm happy to be getting back into live events. Mine are keynote conversations. I don't do keynote speaking. It's all about me. It'd be Tom, like me and you, talking about marketing, involve the audience, have some fun. I miss live events. I spent 20 years in that industry. Now I'm getting back into it.
Well, so you kind of just answered the question a little bit in your intro there, right? So the idea of like where are you now and how has your business changed over the last couple of years? I mean, getting back to in-person events, I would imagine is a big part of that. So how impactful has the change been for you? Like, have you really seen a dramatic change in your business based on the getting back to in-person events?
I I have the basic document, with the text and some coloring in that. It's so new as far as getting back into it. I'm reconnecting with my network, finding out who the old guard from pre-pandemic was still there, from Meeting Professionals International to National Speakers Association. And I'm getting back into it to answer your question because it's first of all, it's never going to be like it was. It's not. Even for if you're talking about a 50 person, it used to be a networking event, social, 2 hours in a bar, 6 to 8. Even most of those have been replaced with Zoom. And once a quarter, they get together in person. For conferences, they're not like they were, but there is enough. I think some people are coming from the opposite end of the spectrum where they're just saying, I'm tired of Zoom. I want to shake someone's hand. I want to give someone a big hug. I want to interact. I want body language. I want to have some fun. I want to talk to people. They're coming back enough from the people that I've spoken with that it's time for me to get back into it. And like I said, I just got the initial document done. The agency that I have to do all my official design work to make it look pretty just got it this week. So I'm just dipping my toes back in, but I know there's definitely maybe not a major need. I'm not talking about 10 events a month or anything crazy, but a need moving into the new second half of this year and the new year. I could see there being a need for a couple events a month. And like I said, I'm one of those people. I love the energy of the crowd. I just feed off it.
Yeah, and I couldn't agree with you more that it's never going to go back, right? It's never going to be the same as it was, but there's without a doubt a need for in person. Zoom's great, don't get me wrong. I think that there's some productivity things with it. You can be more productive with one-on-one meetings versus I had this conversation a couple of months ago with somebody that I remember the days where if I had 3 or 4 meetings in a day, like that was a super busy day. And now 3 or 4 meetings in a day, I'm like, well, what am I doing with the other half of the day? Right. Like, because I'm on Zoom all the time with these things. So, okay. So the in-person thing is that is a big change, but it's so new that it hasn't actually impacted your business yet.
Nice.
So let's take a half a step back and see. So has there been anything over the last couple of years that you've done differently or that has impacted your business in a way that made a big splash for you in a positive light?
In a positive light, it was bringing back, it was one of those things that fell off the table. You were part of it. I wrote for my people that I know that are great connectors and great potential referral sources for me and for other people I know. I brought my virtual masterminds back for those people, invitation only, no public invite, one person at a time, no mailing list. Brought it back. And what that does, I mean, selfishly, what it gives me is I get to have 5 to 7, because there's 6 to 8, including me, 6 to 8 people in the room. So I get 5, 6, 7, 8 conversations knocked out from with referral sources in 60 minutes. They all get to meet other people. And there's been such a turn for as far as people doing too many webinars or just breakout rooms with no focus. I've moved my virtual masterminds from just something that I do to connect with my network. They've now, and this is also relatively new, have become service offerings. As far as my general service offering, the sizzle reels, it's starting to catch on because people are realizing that thought, oh, I want to go into a studio, and then they look at it, it's like, you know what, that's a $5,000 or $10,000 day just to get some freaking video. So that part has been shifting more. People are accepting it more. I'm finding people that might want to white label me. So that's catching on a little bit more as people are getting much, much more used to being on video, doing things remotely. And also what helps is the big differences. It's my producer studio. I know enough to be dangerous. That's it, because I do not do editing. It records up to 4K. We send them a lavalier mic, a phone stand. The camera on the phone is better than one on your computer unless you have a 4K external like I do. They use the phone. They have a microphone. It sounds good. It looks good. It is not Zoom. So that was something I learned that in recent months I needed to lead with. Like, why would I do that on Zoom? It's like, nah, this is 4K, baby. It looks like a professional camera in person with the final shot.
Yeah. So has anything changed? And that's amazing, by the way. And I love first of all, you're right. Being a part of those mastermind sessions that you run has been uh, quite interesting for me and very productive, by the way, because I've had some one-on-ones with people, like one-on-one conversations after the fact with some people, and it's been wonderful. Really, you tend to attract some really high quality people with those mastermind sessions that you're running. So kudos to you on that. Can we talk really briefly about as we're starting to turn the corner here? Who are you looking to help, and has that changed? I know that you're talking about um, well, I shouldn't even say that out loud because I don't want to take your thunder here. So who has who you help changed over the last couple of years, and is your ideal client become more and more narrow so that you know like exactly who you're talking to or who you want to talk to versus broad spectrum interview platforms where people will interview just about anybody. So who is exactly that you are working with?
For the sizzle reels, it has gotten niched down to in the B2B space. That's important for a broad stroke. Tighter stroke, coaches, consultants, and speakers that are, I say, call it complaining over coffee or bitching over a beer about one of two things primarily. Either I feel they, even if they're good speakers on stage or used to be in front of groups, this is a different animal. And they'll say, I feel so uncomfortable looking at a camera alone. I die. Or it's the other side, give someone 55 minutes, a microphone, 1,000 people, and a stage. They're good to go. Say something in 90 seconds. Better yet, say it in 30. They're like, I have a 300-page book. What do you want me to do? So the coaches, consultants, and speakers have become the niche for those two primary reasons.
Awesome. And the so now that you're moving again, so let's just shift one more time. So now that you're moving to in person, are you looking at those same people to be coached onto the stage, or is that a different audience that you're looking for?
It's everything at my I won't say 100% like this is all or nothing, but even my podcast tends to be 6 and 7 figure coaches, consultants, and speakers. The people on stage, it's a little bit broader. B2B entrepreneurs, it could be coaches, consultants, speakers. On stage, it's a different animal because most of the people I talk to are used to being on stage in some level. I'd say the second half, there's a little bit of coaching, but a lot of it is just trust me. If you don't like the audience, you're not used to it, look at me. Just keep eye contact with me. I'll keep eye contact with you until we take questions from the audience. So there is a little bit of prep work, but across the board, my podcast, my sizzle reels, the mastermind groups, it tends to be coaches, consultants, and speakers. The ones at events tend to be more higher on the success level because they have more to share when I interview them and when we interact with the audience.
Amazing. Sounds amazing. And it sounds like an awful lot has changed for you over the last couple of years and just about all of it in the positive sense. So I'm super happy for you.
Thank you.
I'll I'll give you the last word. Anything else you want to say out there to the stratosphere before we sign off here?
Favorite thing to say if you want to build a brand online, because so many people talk about content, but you don't you every week you're not look you get this weird feeling of I'm looking to a camera, what the hell do I say? Or I'm typing on my computer and looking at not even typing it, I'm looking at a blank page. Maybe it has a title. Best advice that I love to give people is, oh, for the love of God, enter interview content. You want to be the sales guy, you want to be the marketing girl. If you're a sales guy, interview salespeople. You know what? You're going to get content. All you have to do is write up what they. You could do a podcast on one end of the spectrum. You could do LinkedIn. I'm not even saying articles here. LinkedIn posts once a week. Interview them, give them credit, write them up, let them share your genius. Here's the hook: you will be remembered as a sales guy or the marketing girl. The guests come and go. The theme stays the same. The host is the only constant. So that's my favorite piece of advice lately to give out. People are like, how do I do this? And they think I have to talk into a camera and make 30-second clips and it's all about me. Uh-uh. If you feel like you're getting stuck, and I do it, my post at least every other week, it's a podcast. I'm quoting someone, their picture's even there. I'm giving them credit. I'm not coming up with the content. I'm writing down what they told me to write down. I mean, what they told me when I interviewed them, and then I write it down for content on LinkedIn, blogs, podcasts, and everything else. So if you want to get content, find some genius, some dormant genius around you, and interview them about your favorite topic, and then post it.
Brilliant, brilliant advice. Well, Mark, we're just about out of time here, so I wanted to say thank you so much for coming back on. I'm super excited to have you a part of this, and I could interview you every day, all day for because
Thank
again
you.
we got some very good energy, and I just you're like I said to you off camera here that your positivity is infectious. So appreciate you very much, my friend. Thank you very much for coming on.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate you, Tom.
And everybody out there, keep selling.